Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 24th. We're just going to jump right in here, Pisces, and we're going to see what is going on in your current general energies. You have this perfection card. It says you will do much better than expected. Pisces, like every single reading that I've been doing for you has basically been saying that something is going to turn out much better than you expected. I would say especially if you are putting energy or work into something, right? Like a project, a business, whatever. I really get this feeling like, again, I'm not calling you out here, Pisces. I just think you're selling yourself short here. And, I kind of feel like this reading is saying, number one, obviously, don't sell yourself short. Number two, I feel like you need to realize, I think all of us, let's put it this way. I think we all kind of discount the information or maybe our experiences or the experiences we've had in life. And it's like we don't, maybe we don't think that they're valuable, but maybe our experiences are very valuable. And I kind of feel like you could be either realizing that or, something is happening this week to kind of like awaken you maybe to your experiences or how valuable your experiences are to other people. It's definitely popping into my head. This card says, show yourself compassion and be kind. I mean, everything I just said. The perfectionist in you is causing you stress and delaying you progress. Yes. Again, there really is no good answer other than to take action, especially if you're trying to be a perfectionist in like business or work. It just I kind of feel like it's a time where maybe you have to prove things to yourself. You do have the Queen of Swords here, and I'm just going to leave her on the table because, I think you see something very clearly here that, something that could be very expansive for you, like a new opportunity. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? And then we go down to the Ace of Pentacles, which is like a big opportunity. But from the Ace of Pentacles, we go Star, Knight of Cups. So, I feel like that, you could be looking at a big opportunity. It's going to force you to leave a comfort zone. I feel like you always get this right here, Pisces. I would say that if you're not growing or if you feel like you're not, pushing yourself enough, or if you have big dreams at this time, I really feel the Two of Wands is saying like you need to grab on to those dreams and make it happen. I feel like you need to do something bigger than yourself right now. I would encourage you to kind of like really push it at this time, push it to the limits, because, I feel like there's something, you could be very successful. Clearly, there's like a lot of success without even clarifying. And you have the Knight of Cups at the end of it. So that could be love, but I always say that the Knight of Cups could be some sort of dream. You have the Justice card as well. You have this Half-Truths card coming up next. Nine of Swords, like this right here. Queen of Swords, Page of Pentacles to the Nine of Swords. I would definitely be careful of someone coming back from the past, which has been coming up for you. Pretty much has been coming up for everyone. It could be someone who isn't really telling you the truth, which has been coming up for you for like a long time. I would also say that if deep down inside, I don't like delivering these messages, Pisces, but if you know deep down inside that someone was like just a liar, then, I would be careful of this person. I'm pretty sure it came up in your like mid-monthly reading as well. And it seems like you could have a person like that, but I feel like they are just never going to change. I feel like they lie just a lot more lies than you think, although I think that a lot of the lies that they told, so, it wouldn't really surprise me. You could be getting your karma. It's kind of weird because, like, it seems to me like things are balancing out for you with this Justice card, and, it's like almost like the message I have popping into my head is that this person, it's almost as if they blame you. I feel like you were just a typical Pisces, like good to this person, really cared for them. And, I think that, I feel like they are mad. It's almost like they blame you for them walking away. That's the energy that I get here when they are the one that screwed up. Like, I feel like, and maybe this is what they have to do, right? Maybe so that they can sleep at night for all the things that they did, which is really what I feel here, is that they did a lot. They did the most, as the kids say nowadays, right? It's like to sleep at night, they have to almost like blame you for the problems. I think this if this story is for you, and I feel like you're just kind of like hoping to move on from this. The reason I'm talking about it is because I feel like you still feel them like in your energy. You have that Nine of Swords, which is like just trying to, I don't even feel like bad about the Nine of Swords. I feel like you're just trying to like move past something. You even have the Death card, which is like you're trying to transform past this past situation. For a lot of you, I feel like you don't want anything to do with it, but it's like this person's still kind of like in your energy or whatever the case may be. So, Let's see. Let's just see what the cards say here. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Four Wands. Four Wands could be marriage. Again, I would say there is clearly a new person coming in for you. You even have this Sacred Sexuality card coming up at the end here. And so, again, I feel like there could be a very strong connection coming in for you. Clearly could be an Earth sign. I would say if it's not an Earth sign, probably a person who has Earth in their chart. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles here. And, I kind of feel there's something much better. I also feel this is talking about freedom. It's like, I feel like this is going to sound wrong. This is not what I mean to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Like, I'm getting the words calm before the storm, but it's not like a bad storm. I feel like some of you, let's just pretend you have a business. It's like things are going well. It's like, I think on the other side of this Four Wands, once you complete what you're doing right now, like once you start the new thing that you're thinking about, it's like going to be a storm, like in a good way, as in it's going to be like raining money. It's going to be raining success. But I think the challenge for you right now is getting through the Four Wands, completing whatever you're working on. I hope that makes sense. With the Justice card, you have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this person breadcrumbed you. I think they gave to a lot of people as well. It's almost like, I'm pretty sure I said this to you in the past. It's almost like I'm wondering if this person was like an air sign because you have Aquarius here. Could have been a Scorpio. Could have been any sign, but, Aquarius, Libra, they could have had both of those in their chart or whatever. But I feel like this person was giving to a lot of people, and maybe you found out. For some of you, I feel like you did found out because it's almost like and maybe that's why you're still holding on to it with that Nine of Swords, because it's like you're hoping for an apology. But I feel like you found out maybe for some of you that a person like belonged to the streets, right? Big time. And, you could be trying to kind of like move past that. For the rest of you, by the way, I do feel really good about that Six of Pentacles for your finances, especially if you're making a change. With the Death card, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, of course, says get moving, get to work. I always say he has all the knowledge and wisdom. He has everything he needs to get started on a very long journey, but he just needs to get moving. So I feel like some of you have to get moving. I do feel, that, again, that someone has their eye on you here, Pisces. Definitely a new person. You might not even know about it. And what I would say here is that it's almost like once you let go of a past situation truly, that, I think that's when this new person is going to come in. Next, in the area of what you need to know right now, we already talked about this. You have this half-truths card. So it says, getting more information, white lies, missing part of the story, cover up, intentioned lie is what I'm saying. I don't believe in well-intentioned lies because it's a lie, just in general. But I kind of feel like you were dealing with a liar, like I said in the past. And again, I would just be careful of like a past person, coming back here or... whatever the case may be. Again, I would also be careful. It's like, sometimes like I think people say things to us when they break up with us because they just don't want to, hurt our feelings or whatever. Like they say you're too good for me or, whatever BS leaves people's mouths nowadays, right? I've had enough of it. I'm sure you have too, Pisces. But what I would say is, I would be careful of that, number one. The other thing I would say is if you've been in separation with a person for a while, again, we have Mercury retrograde. I would be careful, Pisces, and I would say that, there could be a person where it's like if they've had a long time to prepare their story, I think that's exactly what they have been doing. They've been preparing their story. They've been trying to get it right and trying to get it, exactly how you want it to be or how they think they want what you want to hear. So I would be careful. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. Really good for money, just in general. You have the Seven of Pentacles here. And so again, I feel like what, if this is a love situation with a person, I feel like you know what they have to offer. It's like, do you need to find out that they have nothing to offer again? Do you need to find out that they, talk to a bunch of people behind your back again? I would say no, Pisces. So, to me, Seven of Pentacles says you've had enough. Change in direction. I also feel that this is true in work or business. Some of you could be lying to yourself. I don't mean this as a criticism. It's like sometimes I think there are lies that we tell ourselves because it is almost like we have to. Like if you have a job that you hate, maybe you have to brainwash yourself and lie to yourself and tell yourself that you love it because you're trying to find another one and maybe you're having a hard time finding something new. So, it's like some of you might feel that, where it's like, you have to make a change. And I do feel like this is saying it's okay to be honest with yourself. It's okay to say, I don't like this job. And yes, I'm trying to force myself to be positive. until I find something else. And, some of you might be in that kind of like in that energy here. You have the Page of Pentacles. I feel like there's someone new coming in for you. I mean, Pisces is a human lie detector, number one, but I do feel that is a big thing for you just in general. I think lying is more, it's like more important as far as if you meet a person and they lie. I think it's gonna carry a lot more weight, meaning you're probably gonna dump them right away if you catch a whiff of someone being a liar. The other thing that I'm getting here is that I literally think, I have the weirdest words popping into my head here, Pisces. The words that are popping into my head is the difference between where you are now and where you want to be is 2 or 3 pages. So I don't know, that could be like 2 or 3 pages of a book that you're reading. It could be 2 or 3 pages of your own story. And that's kind of more where my intuition is going on this Page of Pentacles, is that it's like, I feel like maybe for the past like year or so, your story has been the same. You've been like, just on the hamster wheel. And intuitively, I kind of feel like this is encouraging you to make some sort of change in the story or a change in the hamster wheel, or to do things differently, because that's where the success is going to come from. You have the Ace of Pentacles. There's about to be a big opportunity that's coming in for you. You even have the Ace of Pentacles. I don't know if it's going to show up here, but on the bottom of your clarifying deck, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So that's pretty interesting. I feel like there could be a big opportunity. For some of you, there's clearly love coming in, but I would say there is love here. Don't get me wrong. Definitely really good for love if you want it. As I've said to you before, I think from here until like the rest of the summer, pretty good time for you for love, but I feel this is more like a financial opportunity. I feel like it's something that you've created for yourself as well, which is pretty nice. You have with the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Three of Cups. 3 Cups is a celebration. 3 Cups represents happiness as well, or kind of like teamwork. So, I feel like there could be a better opportunity. Could even be like a teamwork opportunity, or an opportunity for you to work with other people. And I would jump on those opportunities. I would also say like more socializing. I think that, maybe you've been inside too much, Pisces, that stuff. With the Page of Pentacles, there's clearly could be an apology coming in for you. I mean, some of you, I feel like you do want the apology. I do feel that it will help you get out of this situation. But again, I still feel, that this person probably isn't telling you everything. I feel like this person, is mostly still holding back. I feel like you have a feeling of that. I feel like that this person maybe was just never really gave to the situation or whatever. And maybe there's an apology, but I still feel like, I would be careful, especially if it's going to like hurt your feelings. This could also be something legal that you're dealing with. And I'd say if you're dealing with something legal, this would be justice. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing. Like, are you kidding me? For like the past 3 weeks, I don't know what it is. It could just be the retrograde, Pisces, You might have a liar from 8 years ago and they might be popping their little head up, right, into your life. But I would be careful, because I did, like when I started this reading, and I saw that House Truths card, I got like a very manipulative energy. Is what I would say here. And the other thing is that I think this person blames you for what they did. That's what keeps popping into my head. Very I feel freaking frustrated, just putting myself in your shoes in this situation. So again, if that is your story, I would be careful. For the rest of you, by the way, to me, the Seven of Swords, Ace of Pentacles can be a good thing. It can say that there's like an opportunity coming in for you. Seven of Swords, he's normally stealing those swords from the army behind him. And it just says don't, it's a card of tactics. It says you don't have to face something head on. You can, there might be a better way for you to approach things. So again, if you're starting a business, or if you're starting a new project or whatever, there might be a different way to do things. Next, we're going to look at the unexpected, and you have this Earth card. This is a pretty cool deck. I actually have more information on this deck down below. I do have a business relationship with Threads of Fate, so I do think that you should know that. This is not sponsored, but they're launching 3 new decks, and one of them is cool, like this right here. It's actually 2 of them are all kind of have this animation, whatever you want to call it. So there is more information on this down below if you're interested. Like I said, not sponsored, but I do have a business relationship with Threads of Fate, just so you know. So you have this Earth card. It has this line on it, and I am getting strength vibes on it. I'm also getting kind of these vibes that, I feel you've learned a lot of lessons, and, it's almost as if, well, I almost have hawk energy popping into my head with this card as well. And I will tell you, the whole thing with hawk energy is that hawks, they normally get chased around by little birds, right? If you've ever seen hawks flying around in the sky, and, a hawk could easily rip the head off of one of those birds, but they don't. And, I kind of feel like it's almost like the universe is giving you some powers. This is going to sound super cliche, but, with great power comes great responsibility, right? And I kind of have that for you. It's like, because I'm not saying you've passed test here, Pisces, through life, although I think Pisces gets tested quite a bit. It's almost like because you have done the right thing in your life, time in, time out, over and over and over again, I feel like you're being gifted some... it's almost like you're being gifted some powers. So I feel like you need to make sure to use those powers like the right way, and I feel like you will. That's like the whole point. But I feel like you are being rewarded for like your heart and for your commitment to things. So it's like, you have the you have the world in your hands here with the 2 wands. I'm just dropping cards. But he needs to get out into the world, this guy on the 2 wands. It's like he's standing at the top of this castle. He has the whole world in his hands, but he's not really taking action. So I feel for a lot of you, this card is encouraging you to almost like take some sort of leap of faith. I don't really feel this is unexpected. I just think that maybe you're much, much closer to success than you realize, or it's like, I feel like you don't realize like what you have learned. I don't even know how to say what I'm trying to say, here, Pisces, because it's almost as if, like, maybe let's just put a number on it. Let's say to be a millionaire, you have to do a certain amount of work according to the universe. It's like you've done the amount of work to get what you want, but it's like you just have to take that next step. Remember what I said? It's like something about the 2 or 3 pages. It's like there's 2 or 3 pages that you need to add to your story before you have some sort of accomplishment, like whatever it is. So it's like you're much closer than you think. But the other thing is that you've earned it. This isn't like, I almost don't even feel like this is surprising because you've put in the work to earn whatever this is. You have the Star card. Definitely could be going through a healing period. I think the Star is just a super important card for you for the next like 20 years of your life, Pisces. I would have, if I were a Pisces, and guess what I am, I would be very, very focused on like a big goal, wish, or dream, like one thing that you think, might seem a little bit impossible. Neptune and Pisces, right? With Neptune and Pisces, I always tell people, take your goal, multiply it by 1,000, because even if you only get like 100 times better, that's better than 1,000. That's better than what you originally set out to do, right? So, Neptune and Pisces wants us to dream big. And again, maybe we don't get the 1,000x, maybe we get the 100x of our goal, which is still pretty freaking amazing. The other thing I would say is that Pluto in Aquarius, it really, really rewards having like a North Star, something that you aim at, something that you work towards, something that you're passionate about. And, that's what I'd be doing here. Also rewards, positive attention. You have the 9 of Swords. Again, I would be careful of a past person if they're like coming in to mess up your day or something like that with the 9 of Swords. I also feel like the cycle needs to end. Again, some of you it's like you might be feeling this person, or you might just need to do some cord cutting or something is what I'm getting here. With the 2 of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, you have the Queen of Swords twice, and she's looking at the Knight of Cups. I always say that normally the Knight of Cups, he's kind of like looking into that cup, and maybe he's dreaming of a better life, or he's dreaming of things that he wants to manifest in his life as well. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like you are very clear on a dream or something you want to accomplish. With the Star, you have the 5 of Cups. Again, someone could be coming in, look at, just this way right here, trying to heal things with you because of regrets. So, again, I would be careful of that situation. The other thing is, I do feel like you need to be, grateful for the things that you do have. The solution to the 5 of Cups, to get that bridge in the castle, as I always say, is gratitude. With the 9 of Swords, you have the 5 of Swords. Yep. Again, do not allow this, Pisces, do not allow this person to mess up your week this week, especially this week, the 24th. It's like really technically it's the first full week of the Mercury retrograde, right? When, Mercury retrograde is always most powerful at the beginning and at the end of the Mercury retrograde. Also, this retrograde, if it's in your third house, like it is mine, then, I would be very careful of your communication. And it could say that someone's coming in to communicate, but it's like you might say something that you regret. So it might be better not to communicate. It might be better to, whatever. Just forgive and move on, right? And all that other stuff. At the end here, we're going to look at messages from your future self. You have the Sacred Sexuality card. Again, I do feel like there's almost like something that's coming in for you that is going to be very good for you. You have the Knight of Cups. So, it could be a knight in shining armor coming in for you that's going to lead to a lot of success. I also have a separate message popping in here that you could be really balancing your energies, like your masculine and your feminine. And this is going to be very beneficial for business. Like if you're missing something, it's like, I fell on my head when I was 10 years old, so it's like I miss things all the time. Ever since then, my eggs have been scrambled, right? And since that time, my brains have been scrambled. And it's like I have to read things like 10 times. And it's like even when I read something 10 times, like instructions or like whatever, I always miss like, huge paragraphs and things like that because of my brains. So what I would say here is that, it's like if you have that, it's like I feel like there's some sort of missing piece of the puzzle that could be coming in for you. It's like maybe you've been missing creativity in your business or your career. Maybe you've been missing action, right? With the masculine energy. It's like there's some sort of balance popping into my head. You have the Knight of Cups, Six of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Definitely could be new love coming in for you. I would say it is a knight in shining armor that's coming in for you here. Someone who sweeps you off your feet. I think you have to be patient here. And I wouldn't rush into anything during a Mercury retrograde either. And the other thing is I feel like you could meet this person. You actually could meet this person during the retrograde, but again, I wouldn't rush during a retrograde, of course. I feel like this person's really kind, really sweet, nice person. So I just get that vibe from this card. I like, there's this white horse. Horses represent assistance in the tarot, and it's popping into my head. Like, I feel like this person really wants to assist you in life. They like really want to help you. They really want to be there for you and to guide you and all this other stuff. So they're coming in like a very supportive role. It's almost like what Pisces always is. I feel like Pisces, you are always supportive, like, the supportive role in relationships. And this feels much more supportive to me. Definitely could be like a very childlike connection with the Six of Cups, very playful. Six of Cups to me is like a true soulmate as well. So could be a soulmate. Again, I would be careful of someone coming back from the past, but for the most part, I feel like you're kind of protecting yourself from the past anyway. You have the Queen of Pentacles. I would be very resourceful at this time, Pisces. Again, I don't think money is like necessarily bad for you. I actually think money could be getting better than ever, especially over the summer. Things could be really improving for you, like starting now, not just over the summer. I'm saying like, starting April, May, June, things are just going to slowly kind of ramp up for you. But again, I would be careful of spending money, wasting money. I think this is true for everyone, but, it's definitely something that I would pay attention to with that Queen of Pentacles. Let's see here. With the Knight of Cups, you have the High Priestess. Definitely trust your intuition. I feel like you're going to get an intuitive hits on a person as well. So trust your intuition with this person. I feel like this is just like you and them almost showing up here in this reading. With the Six of Cups, you have the Nine of Wands here. Yeah, don't give up on love, It's like, that Earth card that in this deck, this is the Empyrean Oracle by Threads of Fate, by the way. And in that deck, it's kind of like a card that says, that you have been through things, but you don't let it, you don't let those things get you down. You don't let those things allow you to become like jaded or, worse or develop a chip on your shoulder. And I feel like this is kind of like saying, keep doing that. Like keep believing that good things can happen for you, right? With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. There you go. Definitely could be an Earth sign. If it's not an Earth sign, I would say it's a very stable, grounded person. I do feel like it's someone who almost has a boring side to them as well. Like, not in a bad way. I mean boring as in, it's like maybe they're into, maybe they're like super into their finances. Like, but in a, like, maybe they have like little, I don't know. I don't have a good example, Pisces. I thought I had something. It was on the tip of my tongue and I lost it. But maybe they're into boring stuff like David Ramsey, right? They're like not a gambler. They're much more, this person maybe is a little bit more playing it safe type of person. But I do feel like you, definitely could be love, clearly, Pisces. So there you go. We're going to pull 5 main themes now here, Pisces, and we're going to see what is going on for you. Damn. Damn, Pisces. You have this boat card that says money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. Clearly, there's money. If you're launching something like this week or something, by the way, it's popping into my head. Like, with a boat, you launch the boat. You push it out into the water. So if you're launching something, it's a Mercury retrograde, but who the hell cares, right? I would say if you're doing that, then I feel there's going to actually be a lot of money from like whatever you're launching. You might be doing it after the retrograde as well, and it will still be good for you. You have the Scissors card, and it says disappointment in some affair. Yeah. You know what I think you need to realize here, Pisces, is if you're still holding on to a person with that 9 of Swords, 5 of Swords, whatever, it's like, I think you know that you're not missing the person. I think what it is it's like empty energy, a lack of closure, and, because it's like maybe this person told you why they are leaving you or whatever, but I think you know that they lied and that they had a lot of lies and secrets and, were just a manipulator. And what I would say here is that I think what you are feeling is like the not having the answers. It's like, it's not even the closure. I think it's that it's almost like you knew that there was more going on, and it's like they didn't admit it. I don't know. I hope that makes sense here, Pisces. It's like you knew that they were like, giving their attention to a lot of other people and things like that. And I also feel like maybe it could have hurt your confidence because maybe you didn't trust your intuition. And so, I feel like this was to teach you to like trust your intuition, but more importantly, I feel like it was to teach you your value, like what you're worth, which is a lot more than whatever they were giving you. You have this older man card, says dealings with relationships with an older man. Then you have this Archway card, says new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Yes. And again, this is the stepping through that Four of Wands. It's like, I think that there are some, even some attachments to the past. Like, again, maybe your business is attached to the past, maybe not even a past person, just your old story, right? It's like, I always tell a story. I used to work at this cafe, and it's like I didn't hate the job, but I got to this point where I had just been there too long, right? And I was like miserable, and for no reason other than I just been there too long. It was actually a very good job. My boss was great, but I got to this point, and I could have left, and should have left probably like 2 or 3 years sooner than I actually did. And once I left, like, I started making more money. Things started getting better in my life, and my attitude changed and like all this other stuff. So again, sometimes I think we just need to end something, go to the next, the next thing, or move on to the other side, whatever you want to call it. And that's what leads to these opportunities. There's clearly good opportunities coming in for you. You have this Goldfish card that says increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Yes, clearly a major increase in material wealth coming in for you. You have this Teardrops that says great personal sorrow. I'm telling you right now, again, I feel like if a person comes back from the past, it could hurt. So you might want to block this person or whatever. This person could be trying to hurt you as well, Pisces. Because they're hurt. There's the old saying, hurt people, and I feel like that's kind of what's going on here if this is a person. But overall, I would focus on work. I would focus on the new things you're working on. And I would, again, if you don't have some sort of 1000x goal, I would get one. So, this looks pretty good here, Pisces. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.